Hi guys, and happy 6 months potentially to you as well on YouTube. I wanted to make this video because I feel like there's a lot of tips and tricks that I learned throughout my 6 months making YouTube videos. And because of that, I wanted to share those with you so that you guys maybe don't make the same simple, silly mistakes that I did. I see normally some dudes with really cool lights do these videos with their like blue light and they're like how to go viral. And that's not this video, but these are the things that I learned after months of doing this and trying to figure out what works best for me and my schedule. So for me in particular, I initially started YouTube in January 2026. I worked on it for about 2 months. I took a little break and then came back to it. So it's really been 6 months, but really 4. The first thing I want to talk about is your content. You know your content. You know what you want to make. You know that you want to go viral. You want to get a bunch of subscribers, and you might know how you want to package it too. And packaging, I could do a whole video on how you can make your full video, you know, end to end interesting, right? Any topic can be interesting. What I really wanted to focus on today is the things that I did not realize you have to do when you're making a YouTube video. It's not quite clear. YouTube doesn't really make it clear for new creators how you should be setting up your video so that it can maximize its reach, especially as they're trying to find an audience for you. These are things that I've seen start to work for me. And if I'm being real here, I only have 61 subscribers. So obviously not in the millions or anything. At the same time, I'm really just excited to be building something that I hope will become larger at some point. So you film your video. What is the ideal length of a video? Well, it depends on your category, but at some point, if you want to monetize, you want to be around 10 plus minutes because then you'll get multiple ads throughout your video. So try to aim for something a little bit longer if you can. At the same time, I'm a huge fan of just posting what you should. If you want to make a 2-minute mini movie, do it and post it. Just post it, make it and post it. It doesn't have to always be 10 minutes. As long as it kind of fits into either your aesthetic or your niche or you as a creator, then, you know, it's something that should live on your channel. So first, video length, great. Next thing, video quality. People aren't gonna watch it if it's lower than at least 1080, if not 4K. So make sure your video's in 4K. What that means is you can get a camera, or you can just use your smartphone, and most smartphones do actually offer now a 4K 30 or 60 feature. You could just do 4K 30. That's 30 frames per second. And if you're doing action shots, you want 60 frames per second because obviously things are moving faster. Lighting. Try to have good lighting. People will still watch your video if the lighting is bad, if the content is good. But ideally, camera quality, lighting is there. And then the third biggest one and the hardest one that it was for me, especially living here in New York, doing vlogs, walking around outside, trying to capture lots of different things all at once, is audio. Audio has been harder for me to figure out. I just bought a new, microphone, and I'll put the link in the description to what I have, my current setup that you're seeing here. But trying to get all that correct at once has been multiple months, journey, trying to figure out what to actually use to make a YouTube video and what I like to use too. For me personally, I will shoot some shots on a smartphone if that's what I have at the time, but I prefer to use a camera. That's just my preference. So video quality, lighting, audio, all are important things. All are things you can choose to, set it up yourself. It just depends on the type of videos you're making. If you're outside and you're in nature and you want to capture that ASMR, then maybe you don't even need a microphone because you're kind of capturing everything that's around you. If you're trying to make a very high quality, very specific, particular vlog and you're like walking in the New York City streets, you probably need some type of microphone on your camera. Your smartphone's gonna capture, or your camera's gonna capture every single thing that it's hearing in New York City, and it's gonna be way too loud and the viewers are not gonna be able to figure it out, and you're gonna have a really tough time editing that video. So quality, sound, lighting, great. Let's say you have all those, and of course content. You come up with the content. You can choose how to package it, how to make your aesthetic, kind of make your mark on it. And honestly, the best way I'd say that I figured out how to do that so far is just by making the video. Making the video, editing the video, posting it is what taught me what I like to do and what I don't like to do. So for example, I actually made this craft and chat video with my partner that's like an hour long, almost like talk show vlog that we did. And it was really fun to film, and it was fun what we talked about. But as I went to editing, it was something I really did not enjoy editing. Like, it was a lot of words to work through, a lot of camera angles to change. It wasn't something that I enjoyed to actually edit. And because it was also a very long video, it was something that didn't seem worth it for the amount of time that would be required to fix all the problems with it, which included one of the main ones being the audio, which means I had to change it in every single clip, blah, blah, blah. I digress. But all that to say, as you're working through these things, you'll figure out what you like and what you don't like. And as you do that, you'll become, a better creator for having learned that. So video quality, sound, audio, okay, great. You took all that, you set it up. Now we move into the editing process. Editing for YouTube. It needs to be 16:9, ideally as high quality as your video is. And in the first 30 seconds is when you want to do a good keyword, clear intro for your viewers. Hi, I'm talking about 6 months on YouTube, advice I learned. YouTube parses through the first 30 seconds of your video essentially and kind of confirms that your title matches your content in the first 30 seconds. So again, if you're gonna do an ASMR video, putting text on the screen saying ASMR, whatever, that'll all help you out in the algorithm, as they say. So anyway, quick intro. Again, think about it almost like how TikTok has a hook. You need to hook your audience with something. Obviously, when they first click the video, they always have the option to leave. So if your video is really high quality content and you want people to watch it all the way through, you do need to make sure the beginning is pretty high quality. Keeping it high quality throughout is also important, but the first 30 seconds especially, keywords, explaining what you're doing. You can just do it in simple language too, but the algorithm apparently parses through that first 30 seconds to figure out what your video is about. So you've made your video, you've edited it. Now you've looked at it, you know it's ready to go, you go to export. Once you've exported your video, you need to make sure that your video is titled with SEO keywords. Your video might be titled Final Cut _ video 3 _ try 1, right? No, change it. You want it to say embroidering -a -tote -bag -vlog -comedy -craft. You want to make it SEO optimized because that's also how Google will parse your video as well. Do that for your video and do that for your thumbnail. Whether your thumbnail is generated by AI or it's something that you create yourself, make sure that both have the right keywords in there. Because you can't actually change those keywords once you've uploaded the video, like you can't re-upload the video, so it's there forever. The thumbnail you can change later if you want, but just do it now. SEO those words now. That's search engine optimization, by the way. You go to upload, you watch it upload, great. Once you're in that upload section and it asks for title and description, skip it. Go down, see the show more section, see all the checkboxes there about AI, promotional content, is it okay for kids, your category, fill all of that out. You can add tags as well if it's something that's like hard to spell. If someone like talks to their TV to like find your video, then it might help them find it easier. So go through, fill all of that out. Once you've done that, you're done with this whole page. You don't need to edit the title or description, leave it empty for a moment. Go through, fill the rest of your sections, add your end show cards, add your info cards, whatever you want, add it. And if you don't want it, don't do it. And then when you get to the end, it'll say, do you want to publish it? Obviously you don't have a title, description, or thumbnail yet, so no, you don't. But post it to private so that you can go and edit it again. Hit post to private, hit save. And then when you open it up another time, you'll now see that you have a lot more opportunities and tools to help you out with your title and your description. Once you have moved it to private and you're on YouTube desktop, YouTube Studio desktop, that's when you can actually start using YouTube's AI that'll enable you to, it'll actually read your video for you. It'll tell you what it thinks it should title it. It'll tell you what type of description you can add. You can ask it specific questions about your video as well. One of the biggest things that I like to use it for is just parsing through the chapters. I really don't like rewatching my videos and writing down every single second when I need to note down where a chapter is. It'll do it for you, which I love. And that's also really helpful because obviously people are using YouTube in new and different ways. And if YouTube's parsing it, then they're parsing it usually properly. So you want to use the YouTube AI feature. So what you'll see when you get to that screen is in the top, how can I film in these conditions? So when you get to that private page in the top right corner, you'll see the little star icon. That is YouTube's AI. You click that, hit the plus button. You can now add your video because it's been posted to private, and you can ask it questions. Can you help me parse through this video? Help me add a description, add chapters, add tags, any suggested titles you have. Great, done that. Then you can go to the thumbnail. It can help you with your thumbnail. Thumbnail and title, very important to have, right? Those are things that YouTube heavily uses to help parse your video and push it out to any audience. For thumbnail, you usually want a large photo of the main subject or topic. For example, I did a video where I'm embroidering a tote bag. It was a picture of me with a tote bag and it says, part 1, whatever, because the title was already embroidering a tote bag. You want your thumbnail to work with your title. You don't want them to be identical. So if title says embroidering a tote bag, video may show something like that, but it's not gonna say it as well on the thumbnail card. You can say, oh, look at what I did, or I made this, something else that kind of pairs together to make that video whole. So now you have your title, your thumbnail, your description. Again, all things that the AI can help you with, but you should definitely be working on those on your own as well. You probably know what's best. I would always double check that the AI is spelling stuff correctly, parsing your video correctly. Sometimes I'll ask it to make me chapters and it makes me like 3 chapters for a 12-minute video, which makes no sense. So just double check everything that it's doing, and you can always add your own flavor and flair as well. So once you've done that, the last thing you want to do is just double check the time. What time do you want to post your video at? What time do you think your audience is going to be online? And if you're posting it at midnight and you know half your followers are near you or in the US or whatever, then that means that the majority of your users will not be seeing your video for the first 9 hours. And the way the algorithm will parse that as essentially the first few hours will not be as good for your video, which is not a huge problem. So choose what time to post your video at. You can do scheduled public post or premiere, which I've also found to be fun with family and friends. And then you go ahead and make your post. Okay, so you posted your video, it's now public. What do? So you should download the YouTube Analytics app. And I'm gonna caveat that you shouldn't check this app 24/7 because it's not gonna be very helpful to you, it's gonna freak you out. But what it is helpful to see is if your click-through rate on your initial new video isn't doing well, it can mean that the title or the thumbnail is not great. So you can revisit your title and thumbnail if after looking at that. But the YouTube Analytics app is called YT Analytics on the App Store. Download it to your smartphone. And that'll help you keep track of your subscriber count and your views and your likes and stuff like that. It is fun to check it for updates. There's no point in checking it forever. I think I saw some type of statistic saying that new creators, their videos take over 30 days to like go viral because it takes that long for the algorithm to like figure out who your audience is, at least. At least it's like 70% of new creators don't go viral over 30 days. So don't worry about it too much. Just have it so you feel good about what you posted, that you're getting at least your 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 views, and then move on and post another video. Posting cadence, up to you. How often you want to do it. I feel like once you start filming for YouTube, you feel like you should always be filming and you should always be posting and editing. It's actually probably gonna hurt your videos, for example, and your viewers if you're posting every single day. This is not TikTok. These videos are, I like to say, evergreen. So you wanna be making evergreen videos that are gonna be relevant to for someone to find and watch tomorrow and the day after and next year and 5 years from now. And that's where a video really stands out and does well, is when all of those things work well together. And again, what you want to think about is, will this video stand the test of time? It's fine if it doesn't. It's fine if it goes viral this year, or it's just something that you want to put out on there on the internet or share with your friends. That's also fine. But if you're someone who's really looking for your video to be like the how-to video of XYZ, then you do want to double check all those boxes. You need to have high video quality, you need to have good audio, you need to have good lighting, because it won't stand the test of time if those elements just aren't there. And that is all the advice I have for right now. I'm sure I will think of other things. Thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to leave any questions or comments in the comments. Have a great rest of your day.